All right, so I think we got to explain what the line in the sand day is here in just 1 second, because Rose feels like her boyfriend has given her a line in the sand date. If you know what that is, then it's really not a line in the sand date. It becomes an ultimatum.
It's 100% an ultimatum.
Yeah. Hey, Rose, good morning.
Morning.
All right, we might have some confusion here on exactly what a line in the sand date is. So tell me what's going on with your boyfriend.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, I've heard about having a line in the sand date, but we're women. Okay. So basically, women have a date in mind they need to be proposed to before they walk away. So, like, not to waste years with a guy who has, like, no intention of settling down with you, right?
Yeah, that's been Bert's thing for years.
Yeah. So, I mean, but, like, I've never needed that because I'm not actually ready to settle down. I'm only 27, and I want to enjoy my 20s, and, you know, like, I'll think about marriage and kids, house, etc. when I'm in my 30s. So what I wasn't expecting is that my boyfriend would tell me that he basically has what you would call a line in the sand date. And like, he knows I'm not ready for marriage, and we've been together 3 years, but really only serious for about 2. But he's already 30 and he wants to get married. And so I've told him that I want to wait until I'm at least 30 to even think about it. And he told me that he isn't willing to wait 3 years and that he would give me another year. And if I'm not ready, then he wants to end things. And I just don't know if I'm going to feel differently in a year. Like, maybe I will, or maybe I won't, or maybe, I don't know, maybe he'll change his mind. And I really don't want to walk away. But I guess I'm wondering if it would be better to do it now, or should I hang on and hope one of us has a change of heart in a year?
I think you're both right, and you're both valid in your thoughts and your feelings and what you want out of a relationship, in this current relationship. Is this new information? Like, what was this? Did you? Okay. I would give yourself some time to process this. Even like, when I say time, I don't mean like a day or two. I mean like a couple of months, right? And then after that, I mean, if you are steadfast that you have no desire to get married or start a family or do any of those what people consider adulting things until you're 30, then I think, honestly, Rose, it's only fair to him to walk away, because he's well within his right to want those things and want them now. Like, if we reverse the sexes, we'd be like, yes, girl, queen, know your worth. And King knows what he wants, and the fact that he's communicating it with you, yeah. And so I think you give yourself a couple months to process this information and then go from there.
Rose, what is it about marriage that scares you? Is it the commitment? Is it the thought that, well, if I get married, then we have to have kids right after? Like, what is it about this actual commitment that is really making you hesitant?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess I just never ever even thought I would be considering it already. And maybe what scares me is, like, once you make that commitment, and he's kind of saying this, like, he wants to have a family, right? It's like the rest of your life just topples. You know, it's like, here we go, and on the rest of your life, go. You know?
Yeah, I understand the reluctance, man. I mean, when you look at your friends and look at family, when you're looking at statistics, if they're 50%, I don't know if it's less than that now, but when you look at friends and family, divorce is a serious thing, okay? So when you're around a bunch of couples that aren't doing so well, you should be scared of marriage. It is it's supposed to be, allegedly, a lifelong commitment. So you should be, and take it very, very seriously, you know? But if you're not ready, you can't jump into it. And by the way, this is not a line in the sand day. This is a year-long ticking time bomb. This is an ultimatum.
It is.
Marry me in a year or I'm out of here. A line in the sand date is one you have in your head he doesn't know about or she doesn't know about. And just to satisfy your own need, you bail if they don't meet that date.
Hot take, I don't think they're right together. I don't think it's meant to be. I think if you are in the right relationship and you know it's an end game, that one thing, first of all, the marriage thing, you would be able to push that on his part. And I understand knowing your worth and setting boundaries of what you want. but you wouldn't be sort of forcing your partner's hand into something. But if you were the other partner who got told, like, I want to be married in a year, I want to propose in a year, you, even if you weren't fully ready for marriage and the family and stuff, you'd still be excited about spending time, the rest of your life with your partner. And then you could have conversations about, like, maybe delaying the family piece down the line. So I think the fact that she is not excited about being together with him, it's your gut deep down telling you it's not right.
Well, let's talk about that for just 1 second here. Okay, what is your gut saying? Because I have really learned this lesson, is that your gut does not lie. Your head will lie, but your gut does not. So is Cassie on here that, look, there's just something with dude and you that you feel in your gut, that little voice in the back of your head that you're trying to ignore? Do you really know?
That's a good question. I don't know.
You need to sit with it.
Because he can be great on paper. And we've said that before. And I have ex-boyfriends who are amazing on paper, but it wasn't the right fit for me. And I tried to force it. And I'm so glad that didn't happen because I eventually found the person who was the right fit.
Hey, Rose, let's do this. All right, don't mention this to your boyfriend at all this weekend. We would like to talk to you again on Monday morning. We want you to sincerely have a conversation with your gut, all right? And ask yourself, is this a relationship that I'm sticking out, or do I know in my heart and my gut is telling me this is not going to be forever? And then come on back on Monday and let's talk about it, all right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Talk to you Monday. So we asked Rose over the weekend, like, hey, listen to that little voice in your gut, because I really believe, like, your gut never lies. Your head can lie and talk your gut out of it, but your gut is there kind of whispering to you all the time. And I know for myself, I can hear it, but then I lie to myself and I'm like, oh, that's not a big deal, right? And you move on with it. But when your authenticity comes out, then you're like, I knew it all along. I knew it all along, right? So when you really took a good, hard look at it over the weekend, Rose, what did you come up with?
Yeah, I really did. I took your advice to heart, and I mean, well, I'm really not feeling 100%, you guys, but I think that my gut is telling me that I should walk away. Like you said, if I knew for certain that I wanted to be with him, then there would be no reason not to commit to marriage. I mean, we're already together. We're already, like, doing this committed thing. And I feel like if he really loved and cared about me, he'd respect the fact that I'm not ready for a few more years. But then I thought, like, if a year goes by, I guess this is really it. If a year goes by and I'm not ready still and he breaks up with me, would I even be devastated? And to be honest, I don't think that I would. Like, I mean, of course I would be sad, but I think I would be fine, you know? And if this was the man I was supposed to marry, I really don't think I would feel that way.
I think you're right.
I think you're right, too. That's a really good litmus test. And I wonder if it's a healthy one right there. That if you say to yourself, look, if this was the end of it, would I be devastated for a while, or would I be just fine? Is that a good litmus test?
I think it's a great litmus test.
I think it's fine. Like, it's one thing to be devastated, but, like, not okay. But if you can be devastated and know you'll come out of it, that's also fine too. But I think you have to really take in, like, how deeply would this hurt you? And it sounds like, honestly, Rose, it sounds like you were a little indifferent about him.
Yeah. I mean, of course I really care for him, but yeah, I can definitely picture my life without him and being, like, absolutely fine.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I remember somebody saying something to the extent of, there are a lot of people I can live with, but I want to be with the one person I can't live without.
Ooh, that's good.
And if you don't feel that way, like, you can just walk away and be fine, then that's probably not your person.
Boy, that's good.
I think it's time to let that bird set that bird free, Rose.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you
That's
end up
really
totally and
hard
completely
criteria.
alone with a whole bunch of different cats and a rocking chair in just a couple of years, you can blame it on Krista.
I'm really glad I'll be able to do that.
No, but think about it. Like, if you continue to, like, if you stay with him for the rest of the year knowing this is how you feel, I don't think that's fair to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you guys are right.
Do you think you have the guts to actually call it off? Because here's another thing, too, is that I do think that I'll just speak for myself. I think that I haven't listened to my gut, and I just assumed things would get to such a bad point, and that's when I would make the cut, when you don't really have to do that. It's really kind of unfair to the other person, actually.
Don't sabotage it. Don't try to make him break up with you. Just
You don't have to be miserable to end a relationship.
Wow. Isn't that the truth?
So there you go, Rose. It's all Kristen's fault.
Yep. I'll take it.
Hey, keep in touch with us, okay?
Okay, will do.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That's a weird ending right there, because I almost feel good that we talked somebody into breaking up
with somebody. Yes.
It doesn't feel right.
Sometimes it's necessary.
Something about that just doesn't feel right.
The Bert Show.